Before that, the residents of one of Europe's largest traveller communities are being booted out by British officials. More than 1,000 people are being told to leave an area they've called home for over 3 decades. As RT's Laura Emmett reports, the removal operation may come at an immense cost for Britain, and not just financially.
It's an age-old story. Traveller communities being moved on because they're not welcome where they settle. Dale Farm is the UK's largest gypsy and traveller site, where one of the biggest evictions in British history is being planned, and the council's accused of ethnic cleansing.
I've got 4 kids living on Dale Farm that has been there for the past 10 years, and that's their home, it's their livelihood, it's our lives, it's where else are we going to go?
Travellers have been living at Dale Farm since the 1970s. The settlement started off small, and the trouble began when newcomers came and bought land around it. Then they built homes without legal permission. In the local town, feelings run high. Many people told us the travellers are messy and noisy, driving the crime rate up and property values down. Most refused to talk on camera, saying they feared violent retribution. Those who did were more guarded.
I think that everybody should pay their whack in the way of rates and taxes, and I don't believe they do.
The people that live around them, their house prices go down. That's the only thing I think is a problem, and maybe sometimes they leave a lot of mess.
It applies to the rest of us, so, they should be treated the same as everybody else. I understand their plight, but, it's just not, they shouldn't be there, and it shouldn't have grown to as big as it is.
But others say the land the travellers built on was scrapyard, not greenbelt, and the travellers are being persecuted because of their different way of life.
So although I'm all for protection of the greenbelt, I do not think that that particular bit constitutes pristine meadow in any way. I agree that there are always people in every community who, mess up things, but this is common in every single community within the country. It is not unique to travellers and gypsies. And in fact, Dale Farm is a considerably, quite a peaceful place compared with many housing estates within Basildon itself.
Whatever the truth, Basildon Council voted overwhelmingly to get the travellers out, and a court order backs them up. But it won't come cheap, with litigation and bailiffs and what could be a 2-month-long continuous operation.
If some of the threats that have been made by travellers that they will fight, and from other organisations who are not travellers who will come down just to have a punch-up with the authorities, then the costs will really soar. It could cost up to £8 million.
That figure rises to 18 million, including the police operation, a staggering $29 million. A particularly huge sum in austerity Britain, where cuts are being made to council funding all over the country. The cost of the eviction hasn't deterred the council, though, and nor have threats of violence from the travellers. Battle lines are being drawn here at Dale Farm. The 1,000-strong community swear they'll fight, literally if necessary, because they've got nowhere else to go. And Basildon Council will match that force with bags of cash and the conviction that the law is on their side. Laura Emmett, RT, Basildon, Essex.